I am basically never stressed out, even though I work 100 to 120 hours a week. I work literally every wake hour, and when I'm not working, I'm in the gym. I'm doing things with my girlfriend or with my family. So here's how I'm not stressed out, how I can handle work, intense work, building a company with stress and with my personal life. What you can see here are 5 tools I use and I mean this, every single day. And without these things, I don't know what I would do. When you want to do a lot, when you want to have a great life and want to do all these things, you need to have a proper structure. The one who tracks always has the advantage over the one who doesn't. So I want to make sure that my tracking mechanisms and my planning mechanisms are as effective, as precise, and as great as possible. So I basically track everything in my business. And this here is my private life tracking, basically. So what I have, basic principles, a Google Calendar. When you don't, by the way, we have October 28th. I don't want to show the previous week because there is a lot going on. But normally, the only thing that is set as schedule is my workout, but I can move it around. But in general, what I do is I fill this whole calendar out. The only thing I have spare is when I am in bed, when I'm sleeping. But once I'm awake, I schedule where I spend the time on. And when I spend the time on reading about Roman Empire, I schedule it and put it in. It's not that I'm, freaky weird about time. It is that I get more intentional about my time. And when you now say, oh, I have to do that and I have to do that, and once you actually pinpoint it and put it in your calendar and know, for example, this takes 2 hours, this takes 3 and 5, and oh my god, I have so much to do. And when you schedule it, you see that you actually have 2 hours left. And when you schedule things, you do them actually. That is also a key thing. So scheduling is important. That is what I do in my calendar for the basic scheduling. So for example, if I have a meeting, I schedule it here with the calendar links. That is obviously so a lot of small events are going on here. But some things like work blocks. For example, I wake up 7 a.m. and most of times I work. Yeah, this is quite inaccurate. So I work for 3 hours most of time for 3 hours straight. So sometimes I go to the gym at 12, at 11. It depends. And when I block this, I only write down work. And I really schedule my work here at my daily planner. And my daily planner is basically every single week, half hour, what I do and what I don't do. And here are the top 3 things I want to do. Here are the top 3 things I could improve in. And yeah, this is just for my sort of purpose. So when you only have time and energy. That is what I praise. And when it comes to stress, you are stressed because you either don't have the energy to do the things you are stressed about, or you don't use the time properly. And this here is all about time management. Energy is all about health. When you have 100 energy or the maximum energy score, it is because your body and your mind is in the perfect condition. And with perfect condition, I mean filled with nutrients, nutritions, and you know what. And for mental health, basically, you know what you want to do in your life, and you take action. Then the time mind is good, and you have a proper understanding on human psychology. You read a little bit about Carl Jung, all of these people, and then life is good. Okay, but with the time you actually need to be you get use or you need to use the 24 hour every single human being has. And time is actually only a unit that is used to spend on action. What is time? Time is a chain of action. So what you now need to do is you schedule your chains of action and then you actually do them. And time is really cool because you can list it up when you have to do chain of action. What I do, oh yeah, this is by the way for work. Anyways, so these two things. Then I have the war map. By the way, as again, I show you the December because here is all private stuff. What this year is, here are my 5 top things I have to do. For example, if I have to film YouTube, call with salesman, I don't know, product, work, niche, research, and I don't know, kinda research. Okay? So these things have to be done, and I do this by priority. So filming the YouTube video has the highest priority. Call with salesman the second. Product work the third. Niche research and so on. You know? And then I do this, and when I don't do this, I put them in the next day. And I put out the main objectives for the whole month. A little bit of notes, for example, when something is not working good, or I have something that I can't do this month, or some conditions. For example, for this month, for November, that's why I show you December. For November, I have a note that when I hit a certain earning goal, I will invest in the product of my mentor. So that is basically a note, okay? And yeah. And the last thing I do is I plan my whole, or I track my whole life. So my exercise time, my exercise energy, my nutrition, my hydration, my weight, my medical concerns, my mental health, my calorie intake, my fiber intake, my my health, my oral things, my work time, my focus, my output, my distractions, my overall time, my problem, my time spent with family, my time spent with friends, with relationship, problems, discomfort, learn, practice, goal line day, my rest on aura, rest on prick. I structure my whole life. And when you understand that, and you have the basic understanding of using calendar, using the war map, using a daily planner, and maybe doing something like an evening recap with something like this health sheet, things are going to get crazy good. And you try this out for 1 week and you get work of 2 months done, period. I guess in 1 or 2 days I do work that I would have done without these things in 1 week. Legit. It is such an insane thing. And I see this with a lot of people say, oh, I don't have time for that. And then I say, from your calendar. And then they say, oh, I don't have it, I'm more spontaneous. And then I say, man, you say you are stressed, and then you don't use the most important asset, controlled stress. It's time, yeah, besides energy, that actually can control or create a change in your current situation, energy or time. And you say, oh yeah, I'm spontaneous. Then it's your fault. That's it for today. Short video. That's how I manage stress. That's how I can manage my life. I love what I do. That is also a very important component, and I'm insanely healthy. If you're only earning 7 to 9 figures and you want to be healthy, or you want someone who takes care of your health, and you want, nice results, nice blood work, comprehensive blood work, more details, overall, schedule a call if you want to. If not, watch these videos. Love you all.